Okay, just so for my own sanity here, I'm going to try take this 10-sided shape. I'm going to go ahead and add this edge loop all the way down the center and connect at one time. So I have that central vertical key line that I think is really necessary here. We'll see again if this is just my own version of ode insanity, obsessive compulsive or not. But yeah, I think that lets us distribute this down the center line a little bit easier. So in order to make that work, we just have to have extra edge loop in here. So not afraid to cut in an extra edge loop. Going here with the multi-cut tool and center that up, and I can just come across here like this. And then across here like that. I have my symmetry turned off, which I am totally messed up on earlier. So I'm just going to delete the 1/2 and re-stitch up the model in the UVs. There we go. And now I can bring this back into more of a rounded shape, back with the ear, like that. Switch over to quad draw. I can even this out with a little slippy slide of the vertices there. There we go. And then go back to the front here. And we'll cut in the center line right there. This is could be a bit tricky, so I'm going to grab these two, bring them forward. I'm going to grab that edge to cut it, multi-cut across here, that, and then finish this cut across here like that. So I just added an extra edge from that spoke that came off the eye. Make sure I didn't goof any triangles on accident there. Did not. I can go back to quad draw and I can move across here and it'll even that space out for me. Now I didn't connect the ears, so just showing you. We didn't connect across where the ear hole is there, so go back to multi-cut. 1, 2, goes all the way across. Voila. There. So now it's 8 and not 6 quads. So I could be wrong. I could just, like I said, it could be my OCD. Well, let's find out, shall we? All right. Shall. Okay, so this is pretty close. Now I need eyeballs still. The eye sockets are still in there. We got the nose, I got the mouth. I have ears now that should fit. Before I bother to attach the ear, I can UV map it by itself. So let's take care of that. I just had to move my Fox PureF. Don't need anything in the way when you're doing UV mapping, and we'll just create a planar. There we go. Turn that off right now. Okay, all good. We'll go around and we'll cut the UV in a few different spots. I think I want to unfold from the inside here. So I'm going to grab this edge right here and then this one that loops up to the 2 corners there. Actually, we'll just go to that and then we'll cut across these 2 like that and then up the inside. There it goes all the way around. Yeah. Okay, Shift X cut. So I'm just getting this whole inner part of the ear cut and then this right here so that this whole backside can have a cut to unfold. And that should work up here too. I might want to cut here to here as well to let it continue that unfolding, and the rest of it should be fine. Shift, activate this, Alt middle mouse, Shift X to cut, and then go to face and grab them all and Control U, and there we go. There's the inside of the ear. Very nice. Beautiful checkers. Okay, and here is the outer portion of the ear right here, which includes some of this inner part right there. Now, for some of that inner part, we might, excuse me, yeah, we could just cut the rest of that right there. Since it goes up there, there'll be like a hard seam, but yeah, I think I like that. All right. Going to leave it. Back to object mode and voila. This still, although now I have to redo the, since I got off symmetry. That's the thing, you get off symmetry, still modeling with the UVs, yada, yada, yada. Ah, no, I got to redo my UVs. It's okay. It's still early, it's still simple. And the mandible for that matter. But remember, we want to pick this one here. It's the interior of the face. We want to get it first. And then for the rest of these, we can set it to the one that we did to get it for. There we go. Very cool. Get set. And get that mandible. There we go. We still need the eyeballs, but we should be pretty close here. Yeah. All right. Pop the Get the head out of here. So I'm going to take the head here and mirror it back over again. Grab the two sides. I don't need to show this anymore. Okay, really struggling today with keeping my symmetry on and off. I don't know. All right, cool. So I got that. Right, so I'm gonna delete those 8 faces on each side. Now I can go to my ear, and maybe before I even do that, let's take this piece I got that has relatively good UVs. I didn't unoverlap the edges yet. And we'll save this as its own piece for future. So Shift S to sew, face, double click, Control U to unwrap. There we go. And now we have that back. And I think it's good. We're pretty solid here. I can do the same thing with the inner and outer, the lower jaw and the mandibles as well. So we'll go back to this one, lower jaw, deselect, Shift S to sew, face, double click, Control U, unwrap. There we go. Just rotate it a little bit more. Cool. See, it's not so bad. When you got the UVs, when you got the hard part of the UVs done, it's still really low poly. It's not so bad, right? There we go. There's the lower mandible. Let's double check here. Yeah. And here's the upper mouth cap, upper mandible. Right on. Go to edge, double click, take away whatever we did not want. It's usually much faster here. Shift S to sew, right click, go to face, double click, Control U to unfold, and rotate it out a little bit. Okay, same thing here. Go to edge, double click, take away, whoops, what you don't want in the UV editor, right? And down just to that, Shift S to sew, go to face, double click, Control U to unwrap. And there we go. Make sure they don't overlap at all. Any UV tiling or touching the others. And that reminds me that I need to unoverlap my eye socket, right? So here's the other one. This one, Control right click to shell, whoops. There we go, it should come off there. No? Where is my eye socket over here? Why are they attached to each other? That's really strange. Hmm. Only getting, oh, I have symmetry on. Yes, this is where it's turning symmetry on and off. Ah, ah. Yes, if they're overlapped and you have symmetry on, you can't work on them. separately. We'll move them both together because they're symmetrical. Uh, all right, cool. We done? Little bit. Come off that. Okay, and going to check my outliner, and we'll call this quadruped head. Oops. Base underscore 01. Enter. And go Control D. And take that one off over to the side, and then we'll bring back over here and go out of our isolation. Then we go back where we have the ear available, and make sure we got this one, ear, and we'll go back and call this one 12-sided. My 10-sided experiment was, my brain couldn't cope with it. There we go. And then we'll duplicate that. 12-sided, bring it over and call this one base. So you're building your base library, folks. Make sure you don't want to have to redo an ear from scratch again for a while. You want to reuse this thing as much as possible because I can go down in here and now I can take this face here and we can go down. And we can create the ear hole. Maybe that needs to be changed a little bit properly, but I think for now it's going to work really well. Grab this head here and call this one edge head base with ear. And then we got this one. I'm going to take these faces off. 1, 7, 8 quads with symmetry turned back on. There we go, delete. And now here, make sure that the snap is on to world and freeze, delete history, Control Shift D. There we go. Grab these two ears, combine them. We can go to the UV editor and we can take those. Whoops. Ooh, let's save, huh? File, save scene as, let's call this 2, 0, 2. Okay, so let's grab all the faces from this one and we'll move them off. Oops. There we go. Unwrap. There we go. They should be mirrors of each other, the opposite. How much of it you're going to see. And the ears are huge. They're facing the camera, yada, yada, yada. All right. Let's merge these together and combine. And I have the ears stitched off already from the head. 1, 2, there we go. But now we do not have enough UV space for all of the pieces, right? So if I do this one here, I'm gonna go to the rest of these and gonna set, get, set. Okay, little adjustments there that I could really see. There's enough padding. You want at least a few pixels in between all your shells. Great. Okay, so let's take this whole thing now, and I can also look at the checkers. Beautiful. A little something happening right here, just because that's where the seam is. The inside of that ear. It's happening right there. And we're going to go cut across the inside of that ear, like right here. But we got to call this done for now. I don't want to play with this anymore than is necessary. All right, so pack this in together. So take this whole thing, scale it down a little bit, and bring it in. And that should, I had it here where it's really filling the space. If you scale it down just a little at a time, okay, and then try and get the two sides to stay together, just as a suggestion. Again, the back side of the ear, because it has those little funky dashes, pieces hanging off this inside, I want to tell you I'm not really happy with. But for now, we're just going to roll with it and call it done. Because of that, it makes this a little bit trickier. But yeah, we'll just deal with it for now. This is over here. Bring that out and get this other one. Bring it here. There we go. Yeah, will work. And I have the mandibles and the eyeballs, so I know I have some other pieces. Whoa, didn't double click fast enough. I know I have some other pieces to arrange, so keeping that in mind. You're going to rearrange this again a little bit, so not too married to whatever I'm building in here so far. Okay, there we go. Good enough for now. Again, if we want to paint on this, we would grab the whole thing. We'd go to image, UV snapshot, give it a name in this long file name that includes the entire path in the file name. You can name it through here, and that will, so I can go morfox just underscore with ears UVs JPEG apply and close, and that'll save out. You have to just remember to select them before you do the image snapshot. Okay. All right, there we go. That's putting the ears on. Let's attach them though, making sure symmetry's on. Object X. Yeah, it is ready. All right, so let's do it. We're going to do the vertices and snap to the shape that has the best form to it. I think right now it's the ears have the better form than the skull. So that's a rule of thumb. Remember, same thing we did with the arm to the armpit. So I'm going to go target weld one at a time and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be 12, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. No. You can't see, it will impact how it will attach on this target weld. So just be careful. There it goes. Sometimes it doesn't like going under or beneath something. So that's pretty good already. And we can see here, there's some stuff to move around. So if I want to do a slide edge here for this one. Whoa, what? Try that again. Oh, target weld's still on this way. This one here, definitely it's going to come in here and then definitely come in like that. There we go. So you'll shape all this around and you'll get all this relaxed and adjusted as you're moving forward here. It's appearing to me we need some more edge loops though to cut. These got long. as we pushed, just like the arms to the armpit, as we pushed one shape to the other, we're discovering that maybe things could be shaped a little bit better, a little bit differently. But that's pretty good. We can go back in here, get the whole thing selected without the eyeballs or the mandible, just the head without the eyeballs. And this whole thing, go to face, grab the whole thing, what I just moved, and you'll see slight movement in here where I just shifted those around, hit Control U. See a little before and after, see it shifted. It also moves it likes to move it around and wiggle though, just super annoying. So I suppose that's user error. If I wanted it differently, I should set it up a little differently than by picking different faces, but there you go. Symmetry is going to throw off the two eye socket sides. Be aware. All right, cool. All right, the ears are attached, ready. Now I can do a final sculpt on this and bring in the eyeballs. So let's bring in the eyeballs next.